What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be using the entirety of the MAC bronzer collection for summer 2020. MAC sent over this collection the other day and I was really excited for it because it's a little bit of a change of pace for me. I have been working in pastels and bright colors and cut creases and structured looks and just bing bang boom in your face all the time for a really long time now. It's truly been a while since we did something like just bronzy and glowy and neutral, so it's nice to have a change of pace. Now, MAC sent over the full collection, so thank you, MAC, for that. So I have all of the items here. With the exception of the strobe face glazes, I only have 2 of the 4 shades of that. I will show you both of the shades that I have though, and everything else we'll use here on camera in one way or another, whether it's in this look or I just do a swatch. If there's a particular item that you're interested in, I will timestamp all of them in the description down below so you can like jump around and go see exactly what it is you came here to see if you'd like. I mean, I would love it if you just watched the whole video, that'd be great. But you know what, you're a busy person and I get that, and I understand if you need a timestamp too. I turned off my air conditioning, so I'm like a little bit sweaty right now, but like also I'm really like glazed up and bronzed up and glossy, so it's really all blending together. I don't even know what's what anymore. Before we get into the video, please don't forget to leave a like because it's very helpful and I would very, very much appreciate it. And also, if you're new around here, go ahead and subscribe because I would love to have you around to hang out for more videos. I feel like we have a very fun time, and the more the merrier, quite frankly. I don't want anybody to ever be left out, especially here. If there's anything I forgot, just ask me in the comments. I'll try to get back to you. I'm usually pretty good about that. And the description usually has a lot of information too, so whatever you need, I got you. We have like a lot of products to go through right now, so I'm not gonna keep you here in the intro for too long. Let's just get into it. And I think we started off, if I'm not mistaken, with the bronzer. So we will jump right in with the bronzers first, and then we'll go through all of the items in this collection. All right, so to start, I already have most of my base done, but there are 2 bronzing powders in this collection. So I'm going to try them on my skin today. With the brush that's available with this collection, this is the 143 SES brush. This is a fat fan brush that you can use for bronzing powders. Now, there are 2 shades here. One of them is called Totally Taupeless. This one looks a little bit warmer and probably more like it's along the lines of what I would use as a bronzer. These are, by the way, called next to nothing bronzing powders, so I'm assuming we're getting a very subtle effect here. The other one is called Beijing Beauty. This one is a little bit cooler toned. Both of these don't exactly seem like they suit a wide variety of skin tones though. I wish they had one that was maybe like a little bit deeper or even like a little bit warmer so it would work for more people. And by a little bit deeper, I mean quite a bit deeper, because these are both like really right in the medium range, but they're both definitely very similar, just kind of cooler and warmer, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna grab Totally Taupeless and I'm gonna pick it up on that brush and just see what it's like. Oh, it is not barely there at all. That's pretty intense. Okay, I'm gonna wipe that right off that brush and do it a lot more light-handed than that. Holy shit. So these do have a slight radiance to them. Personally, for me, I prefer my bronzers to be completely matte. I already feel like it's kind of picking up some of the texture on my cheek here, but the color of it's pretty nice. Maybe a touch on the red side for me. I don't know, it's hard to tell sometimes. Sometimes I have a hard time telling if I like a bronzer until later when I look in different lighting, and then I'm like, ooh, or I'm like, ooh. I'm gonna grab a little bit of this shade Beijing Beauty on a smaller brush just to contour my cheekbones. I think I like that better than the other shade. Run a little bit of it under my jawline because, you know, we can always use a little bit of help there, you know what I mean? Well, maybe you can. Maybe you have a really strong jaw. Anybody out there have a really strong jaw? Just know how jealous I am of you. The packaging on these, by the way, regardless of the bronzers inside, love the packaging. Really, really, really nice for summer. I like that a lot. All right, next item up in this collection are the foiled eyeshadows. There are 5 shades here. I ran just a little bit of the bronzer through my crease so that when I put some of these shades on my lid, we can just like have a wash of bronzy color. But I'm gonna swatch each of them on my finger first so you guys get to see what each of them looks like, and then I'm gonna choose 1 or 2 shades to put on my lid. I really want this to be like fresh, simple, summery bronze look at the end of all of this, so I think that's the best way to get there. So the first shade is called Tide and Seek. These are really pretty the way they're pressed. That's what that shade looks like swatched on my finger. Next, we have the shade White Haute, which looks like that. This one is called Sand Tropez, and that's what that one looks like swatched. This one is called Mana Coco, which looks like that. That's pretty, I like that one. And finally, we have the shade Sunforia, which almost has like a little bit of a purpleness to it. It's just interesting in a bronze collection, but as a compliment to the other things, maybe it's nice. That's what it looks like on my middle finger. The one that looked most appealing to me right out of the gate was Saint-Tropez. So I'm gonna pick a little bit of that up on a MAC 242S brush, and I'm just gonna sweep that across most of my lid. Using this dry, by the way, let me zoom you guys in so you can actually see my eyeballs. Hold on. Oh, that's better. So yeah, I'm using this dry. I'm gonna pop it over most of the lid. Maybe I'm gonna leave the end open for now. Put a little bit of a darker shade there. But so far, even dry, this is nice and foily and pretty, so we like that. It's gonna blend the crease area with the same brush I used to put the bronzer through the crease, just a soft blending brush. I'm gonna take the same brush and I'm gonna go into the shade Mana Coco, and I'm gonna use that on the outer half of the lid, just for a little bit of difference in color, well, just to test more than one, you know what I mean? And again, I'm just gonna blend it into the crease with the same brush that I used to put the bronzer there. I'm gonna take my ring finger and I'm gonna go into the shade White Haute. I'm gonna pop a little bit of that right in the center of the lid, kind of right where those two shades meet each other. I'm also gonna pick some of that same shade up on a pencil brush and just pop it on my inner corner. I popped some concealer under my eyes and I put powder, but I kept the powder on this little brush just right in the actual under eye area, because the next product is a face product. This is the Strobe Face Glaze. Apparently there are 4 shades of these. They sent me 2 of them though. I think they sent me everything of the rest of the collection. For some reason though, this one, I only got 2, which is fine because how many can I really put on my face at once anyway? So I have the color Let's Make Waves, which is like kind of a very light shell kind of a shade. And the color Bronzeur, which is, from the looks of it, way too dark for me. I'm gonna try it on the back of my hand before I pass judgment though, because if it's very sheer, then that might not be the case. So that's what that looks like spread out on the back of my hand. It is definitely very sheer. I could tell just from my hand though that it would be a little bit too dark for me as a highlight, so I'm gonna use the other shade. I think I'm just gonna pop some of it right out of the tube onto my cheekbone and then tap it in with my finger. I think I already put too much, but we're gonna find out. That's very glossy looking. Like, I'm not used to wearing things on my face that like actually make my skin look wet. I mean, I don't know if that's something that I would normally reach for, but I'm not mad at the way that looks on camera. Maybe I should use things like this more often? Have I been missing out this whole time? Can we use this on our nose, or is that just gonna look greasy? I feel like this is gonna be a mistake. This is a mistake, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Okay, I'm using a very small amount this time. I'm picking it up with my fingers, gonna tap it right on my nose, the end, the bridge. Actually, maybe that's not a mistake. That doesn't look bad. I've been missing out on glossy face products. I used those e.l.f. Jelly Pop ones last year when those came out, but I just never went back to them. Why didn't I go back to them? I've always liked liquid highlights, but I've never really played around too much with like an actual face gloss. So far, so good. I'm gonna reserve judgment a tiny bit for seeing how it sits on my face for a little while, because I think part of the reason why I shy away from products like this is because I'm afraid they're gonna make my makeup break up really quickly. So we shall see. All right, finished up my eyes very simply. I'll list everything that I used that was not part of this collection in the description down below if you're interested, but I didn't really use much, to be quite frank, because it's very simple. So far, the face gloss is sitting really nicely, and overall, I feel a little bit like a bronze goddess right now. I think that conceptually, I like what we've got going on here quite a bit. The collection also has 5 lipsticks and 4 lip glosses, so I'm going to swatch each of these in a little swatch montage type of thing so you guys can see each and every shade and what it looks like. It works out really well since we have such a neutral look going on. Kind of gives you a good picture of how each one looks without having a clash with like a more complicated eye look. I always like when it works out that way. And then once we're done with that, there's only 2 more products, but for now, let's start with the lipsticks and the glosses.
decide to let you go. You
Okay, so to finish off my look for the day, like what I'm gonna wear, I put on the gloss in the shade Would Rather Lounge. I'm just in a glossy mood instead of a lipstick mood right now, and I put a little bit of the color out of this pearl in the center just to give it a little bit more. So to finish off the face, I'm going to pick up the Fix Plus. I'm going to swirl it around because it looks cool in the shade Bronzelite. I have Pink Light and Gold Light. I like those both. I'm excited for this one though because I feel like maybe it'll like warm up the face and add a little of a bronzy tone to it. Let's see how it works out. First of all, I just want to say in advance, hey, if you have a problem with how many sprays of setting spray I put on my face, just don't put as many sprays of setting spray on your face when you use spray. Cause like everybody always has something to say about it, and like I don't know what to tell you. This is how many I like to use, okay? Okay. Okay, so obviously I need to wait for this to dry down for a couple seconds, but so far I'm happy that it seems to be a little bit more subtle. I'm glad because I feel like it could easily be like a Tin Man situation, which I'm not into. So we're gonna wait for final judgment on that until it dries a bit. But for now, we're gonna test out the last product in this collection that I have. This is the Strobe Body Lotion in the shade Bronzelite, same shade as the spray over there. I just flung that across the room for absolutely no reason. I'm gonna try it on my legs, but first I'm gonna try it here on my shoulders. I'm gonna pull my bra strap down. We've got a little off the shoulder situation happening anyway, almost as if I planned this. If you know me at all, you know that I definitely didn't plan shit. If I was really smart and I was actually gonna plan this, I would do it on the side without all the tattoos on it, but whatever, it's fine. So that's what the strobe cream looks like on my hand. I was thinking it was gonna be darker, so I'm a little bit surprised. Let's check out what it looks like when we rub it on the skin. That looks pretty nice. I like the way it's giving my collarbone a little bit of pop there. Enjoying that. Now that the setting spray has had a minute to dry, I definitely think it made me very, very dewy, which for me, I like the way it looks when I put something on and it makes me dewy immediately, but I do have an oily T-zone, so sometimes that makes me a little bit too dewy by the end of the day. This one, I think as far as the way it looks upon initial application, might be my favorite one out of the Shimmer Fix Pluses. Now the only thing we have left to do is pop off of this camera, come into my room with me in my full-size mirror and see how the strobe cream looks on the leg. Because I think it might look really good on your legs, so let's go try it out. Here we are in my bedroom in my full-length mirror. I'm just gonna sit on the floor and put some of this on my legs, and then we're gonna get up and do a little one of these so you guys can see what it looks like on the skin in motion, in action, you know? Squirt a little on there. Oh God, that was a lot. Should I have not put that much? Maybe we'll spread this around. Actually, you know what? Legs are a pretty big surface area. Maybe we're fine. I don't know. All right, they're definitely very shiny. They were already kind of shiny because I lotioned this morning, but now they're like shiny. Why don't I wear body makeup all the time? This is fun. So I'm gonna leave this leg with the strobe cream and this one without it so we can see the difference, and I'll even myself out after. So this is the leg with the strobe cream. Okay, wow, I almost fell down. Shiny, but not like over the top shiny. And this is my plain old leg. The difference is not drastic, but does this leg look a little bit shinier and highlighted and more juicy? Yeah, a little bit. Not like oh my god, look at her legs, she's definitely wearing a ton of makeup on them or anything, but like, it's nice, it's all right. But like for a night out in a dress or a skirt or something, I could see myself doing this. Okay, so for the most part, I feel like I kind of gave my opinion as we went through this video a lot, but some closing thoughts. I've been wearing the Strobe face glaze for about an hour now, and it hasn't made my makeup break up underneath it. I would be concerned if I was out in the heat in fairly air-conditioned normal circumstances. I'm not having any issue with that whatsoever, and to be honest, I feel like I'm serving you guys like cheekbone for days right now. I feel like it's really, really making my bone structure stand out more. The bronzers are, I don't know. I don't think these bronzers are for me. I think that they're just fine if you like bronzers that have a tiny bit of shimmer in them. But for me, I almost always prefer a matte bronzer. There are certain ones with a little luminosity in them that I get away with and I feel like look okay. But I feel like this looks fine and the colors worked okay for me. But at the same time, I would sooner reach for a completely matte bronzer because I just like the effect better. The glosses are typical MAC lip glosses. Some of the shades are not terribly unique. The one I'm wearing right now though, Would Rather Lounge, gives me big time NARS Orgasm vibes. I don't think I have a gloss quite like it and I like it a lot. So this one is probably the one that I would pick up if I was gonna pick one up. The lipsticks, they're generally a bit more sheer than I was expecting them to be. I admittedly didn't look at what the finishes were before I started trying them, so that's on me. I was thinking that Can Do, the last one, the orange one, was gonna be like a matte orange, and I was a little disappointed that it wasn't, which again, my fault, I didn't look at what the finish was. But on the contrary, Cote d'Amour, the bright pink, this one, I actually liked it quite a bit. This one has an amplified cream lipstick, so it is a full coverage finish with a little bit of like a creamy shine to it. And I felt like that bright pink really complemented the bronze tones very nicely. As far as the shadows, they're just foiled eyeshadows in bronzy tones. They're not anything groundbreaking, but I do really like the eye look that I got with them, and I like the finish. I think they worked really well, and they looked like kind of almost like they have a wetness to them on the eyes, which I feel like goes really well with this whole collection. The packaging on this collection across the board I think is beautiful and so perfect for summer. And the strobe cream for the body, I like it. I don't know if I would use something like this on a regular basis, but I would use it on a special occasion. Like maybe if I was going to a wedding or something, or just going out for the night and wearing shorts or like a short skirt and wanted my legs to look extra poppin', or like wanted my collarbones to look extra good, because I really do like the way it looks on the collarbone. And it does make your skin nice and soft, which is not something you could always say for these body highlight, body shimmer type things. Like the Fenty one is so disgustingly sticky, it makes me feel gross. This makes me feel nice and soft and smooth, which I like a lot. And then the powder ones, they don't make you feel softer, they just feel the same because they're a powder. So I like that this makes me feel moisturized, but also gives me that little pop of shimmer. So not bad, I think I like that. I feel like this is one of those collections that will appeal to you if you enjoy that kind of fresh, bronzed, glowy summer skin look on a whole. If you're somebody who only likes like bright rainbow makeup, you'll probably think this is super boring. Personally, I like both of those things. I just love makeup. So for me, this is kind of like a fun change from what I've been doing on camera lately. But it's also something that I could see working its way into my day-to-day routine, because this is more like the makeup that I would wear just if I was just getting ready to go somewhere casual. But yeah, it's one of those things that just kind of depends on like what appeals to you in this moment. The only thing that I really think that I would skip is the bronzers, but again, personal preference. Leave me a comment down below, let me know, does this type of collection that's like more neutral toned with like a little bit of pop of like warm colors and brightness, that like summer glow kind of a look, does that appeal to you? Or are you more into like the bright rainbow, rich color, like cut crease type of makeup that I usually do here on this channel? Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you think. Don't forget to leave a like on this video if you found it helpful, if you enjoyed it, if you just want to do me a favor, because I would really appreciate it. And also, if you are new around here, do not forget to subscribe, because I would love to have you around for future videos. To keep up with me between these videos, go ahead and find me on Instagram. I'm at Miss Quinface over there. I post on my stories all the time, so if you want to like hang out, get to know me a little better, just chat in my DMs or whatever, that's the place to do it. I think that's all I have to say for today. I'm gonna go wear this glowy ass look literally absolutely nowhere. There's not even anybody home with me to see it today. So I don't know, maybe I'll just post it on Instagram and call it a day. I will be back very soon with another exciting collection that I have coming that I'm really pumped for. You guys could probably guess what it is. If you can guess what it is, leave me a comment guessing what the next collection that I'm gonna be reviewing is, because I am very excited for it. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you in the next one.